Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the channel. How's everybody doing today? Well, yesterday was my last day at home, and I'm now back on the road. Well, I just on the road now. Just left my house. Gotta go fill up the truck. I've got about just over a quarter tank left right about now. And yeah, gonna hit the road. I'm leaving Cranbrook. I'm going to Golden today. It's about a 3-hour drive. And then yeah, I gotta work tonight actually. It's 12 o'clock here now, noon, and I gotta work at 5:30 tonight. But Cranbrook and Golden have a different time zone, so I gain an hour. So I'm leaving now at noon. I'll get there at 3 o'clock my time, but 2 o'clock their time, which is convenient. I'll have a couple hours. I'll be able to put this video together and upload it before I go to work, hopefully tonight. So yeah, just on the road now. You may be able to notice, I'm not sure if my wide angle is picking it up or not, but I am not bringing my trailer this week. Instead, I have opted to take the hotel room that the company provides, just for the sole fact that air conditioning is very nice. I don't have air conditioning in the trailer. The hotel I'm at also, this is going to sound a little contradictory, but the hotel I'm staying at also doesn't have air conditioning. See, we're staying at the Kicking Horse Mountain Resort, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a ski resort. And the one thing you don't need in the wintertime just happens to be air conditioning. So that sucks. My girlfriend actually and I picked up an air conditioning unit this week from one of our friends. We picked it up for 50 bucks. Just one of those ones that sits in the window, just a mobile one. So yeah, we got that. I'm gonna take that with me, and I'm gonna bring it to the hotel room. I've heard from the guys at work, I've never stayed at this hotel before, but the guys at work said that it's the hotel's kind of crappy. Like, small room, just enough room for a bed and your stuff basically, which kind of sucks, but I'm only really there to sleep anyways, so that's not even a huge deal. Like, it sucks, but it's not, whatever, I guess. You know, it is what it is. And then another crappy thing is that it's 25 kilometers out of town, so that's like a half-hour drive in and out of town. The bus ride's gonna be like 2-3 hours a day, so that all kind of sucks. But you know what, whatever, I'm out, I'm working. Can I really be complaining about having a job? So that's what this week looks like. So long bus rides, long drive into town, so for like food and stuff like that, it's gonna kind of suck. There's not really anywhere to cook the food in the hotel, I guess. So it's just, and the resort's just too expensive to eat at. So most of us will just end up going into town, getting a couple pizzas and splitting the bill, make it cheaper for all of us. I'm now at the gas station here, gonna fill up my truck with diesel and head on up to Gold. So, truck's all filled up. I had to get out of there because there were some people pulled in right behind me. I was only there for about a minute trying to finish off that bit of the video, and they were starting to get antsy. So I did the courteous thing, stopped the video, filled up, got the hell out of there, let them fill up. I gotta get on the road here anyways. So yeah, I'm on my way to Golden now for work. About 3 hours, like I said earlier. Gonna be working all week. I'm gonna get some good videos in. It's nice having that second camera, because now I have shots happening outside, and I've got the vlog inside, obviously. But also why I don't have the camper this week is because I've never stayed in Golden before, So I don't know if there's anywhere I can park up in the hotel that I can actually plug in, or if I have to run my generator, and I just didn't want to have to pack all this extra stuff, and I wanted to go for a week. I'll scope it out, I'll talk to the owners, and then next week when I go back after this week, so after my next cycle after this one, I can have a better idea what I'm looking at as for accommodations with my trailer, because right now the RV parks just seem to be way too expensive. It's the busy season, so they want like $90 a night for some places, and that's just for electricity and for have some place to park, so I don't really see that as being too worth it. So to hell with it, I'll take the hotel for a week and I'll be comfortable. Anyways, before I hit the highway, I am stopped here at Denham Ford in Cranbrook because I've got a little issue with my truck. And I'm going to try and keep this a no bullshit page as much as I can. So anything that happens to my truck goes wrong, you guys are going to know about it. Unlike other pages I know that try and hide certain little things and stuff, but I've got this issue where my windshield wipers stay on constantly on a low setting. Now, I've talked to some people in the truck groups and the forums, and they said that it's a fairly common issue that these trucks have. I've got just about 70,000 kilometers on here now. Seems like they're stuck on the low intermittent setting for the windshield wipers, and they said it's like a $38 part. It's literally just like an actuator or something in the speed selector for your windshield wipers. It's in there. They said it's very easy to fix. It's very cheap. So here I am at Ford. I'm going to pick it up, and then maybe I'll change it out in after my work shift tonight. Alright, now I'm back from dealing with Ford there. It was a little bit more expensive than I had previously thought, but it wasn't that bad. It's just the multi-selection switch here, but it's online it was $38 American, and it came out to $75 Canadian, taxes included, so that's not a bad price. You know, it's cheap to change a switch for $75. So yeah, I'm gonna drive for 3 hours with my low setting of my windshield wipers on, because I don't feel like taking apart my steering column. And I was talking to the guys in there, and yeah, they basically said that they replace these all the time in there too, so it's not even a huge deal. So yeah, that's great. I'm on the road. I'm just about 2 minutes out of Cranbrook here. It's 12:30. I'll get there about 2:30, maybe 3. Have a couple hours to do some editing, and then head to work tonight, so that'll be fun. Picked up a couple pops for the road. Got a little bit of Rockstar action going on here. The Rockstar fruit punch, it is fucking delicious. It is great. I love it. And here I got a cyclist on the fucking road. I hate cyclists sometimes. Like, they want to be treated like a car, but they never abide by vehicles' rules. They don't stop at stop signs. They don't signal. They blast through traffic. You know, they can be such a pain in the ass. There's no courtesy from them at all. And because they're going less than 15 kilometers an hour, they should technically have an orange triangle on their back. You would think, just like tractors. Today will be a very good telltale sign of what this truck is actually like on fuel. Now with a trailer, I get about 19 liters per 100 kilometers through the mountains. Not too bad. It's a 98 liter tank. So let's round up to a 100 liter tank just for shits and gigs. And empty right now, I am cruising, now that I'm past that trailer, at 109 kilometers an hour, so let's say 110k. I'm cruising flat ground right now, and I'm getting average 5 liters per 100 kilometers as what the lyometer on my truck says. I filled up in Cranbrook. I'm in Fort Steele now. It's about 14 kilometers or so. I'm still at 100% fuel. So next time I fill up, I'll hand calculate it and I'll see exactly what my truck is getting for mileage. And then next week, when I pull the trailer up to Golden, I'll drive the same. I'll take it easy. I won't hammer down as much as I like to. And we'll compare and see what it's like hauling the trailer to see how much worse the fuel mileage gets. Now let's keep a few things in mind here. I have 331 gears. I have 35-inch tires by 12.5 on 20-inch rims with negative 24 offset. So that's going to suck back some fuel. I've got a 2-inch leveling kit, and the only difference between now and hauling is right now I'm running my performance tune, which is 180 horsepower over stock. Stock is 440 horsepower to the crank, and this is supposed to be 180 horsepower to the crank on top of that. So I'm probably sitting around 500 horsepower to the wheels right now, and about 1,000 foot-pounds of torque at the very least. So let's put that into perspective. My tow tune is 60 horsepower over stock and 120 foot-pounds of torque over stock. So I'm probably running 450 horsepower to the wheels hauling on my tow tune, and I would say 900 foot-pounds of torque to the wheels, which in retrospect isn't bad numbers. It's a fast truck, and considering my extreme tune seems to blow a lot of black smoke, which is kind of annoying. It can be fun in the right during the right occasions. It can be fun, but I don't want to be a dickhead blowing smoke all over everybody. It's got a lot of power, but it does have a lot of smoke, and there is a bit more turbo lag with that, because you got to wait to fuel to light the turbo, build the boost, and get going. Once it lights, it's a very powerful tune, but my performance tune is much cleaner. It doesn't take as much fuel to get the turbo going, and I get going a little bit quicker. So I think my 0 to 60 with my performance tune would be better than the extreme tune. However, my extreme tune would have a better overall long distance for speed and more top end than bottom end. This tune still smokes a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of an example here. That's a little bit of smoke from the performance tune. Now, the extreme tune is much worse, but it is pushing a lot more fuel, a lot more power at higher RPMs, so that is to be expected. And it does clean up once the turbo lights. The smoke does clean up quite a bit. There's barely a haze once I start getting into her. So it still is a very good quality tune. The shift points are, the shifting is on point. It's great. So I can't really complain too much about it. The rest of my tunes, my tow, and my street tunes are both extremely clean tunes. I hardly ever see any smoke, which is exactly what you want. You hate to give diesel owners a worse name than we already have. So, like most of us, we try to be respectful and responsible diesel owners, not being 16-year-old teenagers with Duramaxes blowing smoke on people, which is exactly what it was when I was. Alright, well I'm about 10-15 minutes out of Golden now. like I said, it's about 3:30, so I've been driving a few hours now, and fuel seems to be doing really well. And you know what? Not gonna lie, I was honky-tonking a little bit, but fuel economy, even, you know, goosing on her, still not too pretty bad at all. I've got 300 kilometers on this trip, and I'm sitting at 13 average liters per 100 kilometers according to the Liometer. And when I started, it's at a full tank, it told me I had 450 kilometers to empty, and now a couple hundred kilometers later, it's telling me I have 357 kilometers to empty, and that's, you know, giving her pretty good. I have just under a quarter tank. I mean, I've used just over a quarter tank, so I'm, you know, way over 3/4 of a tank yet here still. And remember, it's got a small tank, and I have been using the air conditioning about 95% of the time. So it's definitely really, really good on fuel, driving empty. Usually when I go from Cranbrook to Golden, I usually fill up in Golden again before I continue on. And seeing as I'm only going to Golden this time, I probably won't fuel up until I have to leave this week. Unless I have to do a bunch of running around. In that case, you know, situational, I will end up filling up again before I go home, you know, sometime during the week. Now that I'm here, you know, I'm not too concerned about fuel. I like to keep it topped up just in case there's some sort of emergency, you know, forest fire, flooding, anything. That way I've got enough fuel to get to where I need to go. I would hate to be on the road and, you know, need fuel and nowhere has any because everybody's in a rush to get fuel. Stations run out, stations close, just like up in the Fort McMurray fires last year. So I would hate to put myself in that position. Also, I like to be well equipped with extra fuel on board via jerry cans in case, you know, I see somebody else on the side of the road, you know, during state of emergency and they need fuel. I always have diesel, so I can fill up diesel, and sometimes I've got gas. It may be mixed gas for my dirt bike or for my generator. But that being said, mixed gas is better than no gas in a vehicle in that kind of a situation. So that's why I do that. Anyhow, I've used hardly any fuel, and usually when I'm hauling to Golden with my trailer, I use a half a tank, and I've used just over a quarter tank, just barely over a quarter tank, as I'll show you here. Just over a quarter tank of fuel. So, you know, that's pretty good. You know, I use half the fuel as when I'm hauling. And even with hauling, that's still not bad on fuel, considering, you know, the weight, the wind, air conditioning, etc. It all plays a major role. Anyways, I'm just about at the resort, which we are staying at. And I think I'll end this video here. I'm hoping the quality turns out much better and it continues to get better throughout this whole YouTube experience that I am putting myself through. So if you like what you see, give me a like. So thumbs up. Smash that follow or subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Now, I got a comment the other day, which was just a thumbs down on one of my older videos, one of my first ones, which I would like people to know that I am improving since then, and I'm going to continue to improve my videos, you know, every single time. So I'm hoping. Now, if you got something negative to say or nothing nice to say, I want you to say it. Don't just leave me a thumbs down, because I don't know where to go from there. I don't know what I need to improve on or whatever. So if there's something that you see that I'm doing wrong, or I could be doing better, or you have got some advice for me, lay it on me. You know, I'm totally fine with that. Don't just leave me a thumbs down, because I don't know where to go with that. I don't know what to do with it. So, you know, if you got anything positive to say, throw it at me. I love positive and negative feedback. I'd love to know where I can improve on and areas I'm doing well, what I don't need to change. So, yeah, I'd appreciate all of that. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And remember, when in doubt, throttle out.